I've got a job to do on the Micra today, replacing this. This is a new windscreen seal. Got the car just over there. Got to get the windscreen out and then fit this seal, so I'm going to try with the GoPro show you how I do it. I've had the glass out before. So the problem I'm having, you can see water's coming in that corner there, because I took the windscreen out and refitted it with the original seal. So I'm going to try and show you what I did to get it out. So you see there's no headlining, but it doesn't really make any difference. But I'll start somewhere in the middle of the glass, just trying to kind of push this seal with this plastic tool and then push the glass. I'll see if I can set the camera up on the glass and you can see what I'm doing. Tried to include as much detail as I can with showing you what I'm doing. So to begin with, it's just working around the windscreen, just popping that seal just the other side of the body, giving it a little push, putting a little bit of pressure on it as I push it around, eventually to the point where just here I've got the whole top and sides out. I was able to just kind of lift the glass up. So all I did was, just as you saw at the start, was just push the seal the other side of the metal along three sides, and then the bottom side would lift out with the glass and the seal attached quite easily. So then it was a little bit of a battle, but I started to fit the new seal along the bottom edge and each side of the bottom of the windscreen. So the way I did it was to fit the rubber seal along the bottom edge of the car and then start to fit the glass into the seal with just the bottom edge fitted. So with the seal being quite new, the gaps where the car body goes and where the glass goes are quite tight, so it just takes a little bit of soapy water and rubber mallet just to knock the seal into the right place. As you can see on each side there, I've just put a couple of cable ties around the A-pillar. Just hold the seal in place while I fit the bottom edge. So once that bottom edge is fitted, I can grab the glass and start to offer that up into place. I did try with a GoPro mounted, as you can see, just behind my elbow on the door, but the angle wasn't great, and every time I was inside the car I was just getting in my own way. So just putting the glass in, at first I tried to slot one edge in and slide it across, but that wasn't really working that well, so I ended up kind of tilting it towards the front of the car just to get that middle section slotted in first, and then once it's close I could use a plastic tool just to sort of flip the seal out of the way a little bit and allow the windscreen just to drop into the seal and just work it all the way along. It's a little bit tight, a little bit of a fiddle, but these plastic trim tools, I've got a set of them from Amazon or eBay or something, and they're brilliant with this sort of thing. You're not going to damage the glass and you're not going to damage the rubber seal, but you can use them to kind of lever the glass into the rubber a little bit. So I've got the driver's side started first, and I think I do get the driver's side front lower corner on and get that fitted onto the glass, and that's the first kind of section. And then once I've got that fed in, I can move across to the other side and just kind of push the glass down and try and feed the rest of it in as it goes across the car, which allows the glass to just kind of slip down a little bit. Back to the wider plastic tool, and I can just see the rocking action of the tool. It's just lifting the seal out from under the glass so the glass slips into it. in this spray bottle it's just some washing up liquid and water just to give it a bit of lubrication. It's something that's not going to damage the seal. If you use a oil based lubricant you risk deteriorating the seal early. I think the key part of fitting the windscreen with the new seal is getting this bottom edge fitted in first. Once you've got that bottom edge located, and it was a little bit of a stretch getting this corner that I'm working up to now in, but once that bottom edge is fitted in, it makes fitting the rest of the glass a lot easier. So now I've got most of the bottom edge in, I wanted to remove the cable ties on the sides, starting on this side with lots of soapy water, and this from about 3 or 4 inches up where the cable tie was on that A-pillar, it comes out from being fitted into the aperture, and I started to fit the seal to the glass. So what I'll end up with is the bottom edge of the seal fitted to the car, and then the other 3 sides fitted to the glass. As you can see, I'm just starting to feed it along the side of the glass like I did across the bottom. I've still only got that one corner located. And I've got that one side all fitted in now, so I can work. The top was a little bit awkward because the seal's been wrapped up in a bag. The shape wasn't great, so just working it along the top edge with a plastic tool to get the seal slotted nicely onto the glass, and then down onto the 3rd side that's outside of the aperture. So this is where I had to stretch the seal a little bit on that passenger side corner, and then just go over a couple of edges where the glass had pulled up out of the bottom of the seal. So now, as we're looking at it, once I've finished this little bit of pulling the seal out, you can see just past the hammer where it's just tucked in a little bit. You can see that the bottom edge is located in the aperture and the other 3 sides are sort of resting on it. So once that's done, it's kind of push the glass down into place, and I can start to do the opposite of, you saw at the start where I was poking the seal the other side of the metalwork. I was doing the opposite to that, and I actually ended up using a small flat blade screwdriver just to dig behind the metalwork and pull the seal round the front of the metalwork, and just sort of feed it all the way around as it goes round, and the seals into the aperture of the car. Now once I've got the 2 sides in and located, and then I had to feed the seal into the metalwork, round the metalwork on the inside of the car, which proved to be quite difficult. I ended up having to give James a shout to come and help, and he was able to put a little bit of pressure on the top of the glass while I fed the seal on the inside and folded it around so it all located. I think it was at this point I decided I needed help. Having a bit of a clean up there while I wait for my help. So here he is. So what I needed to do was, I couldn't quite get the seal to loop over the metalwork. It just needed the glass pushing down a bit. It's a brand new seal. It's quite big, if you like, and needs a little bit of pressure. It's a lot stiffer than the old seal, and I'd fitted the old seal back previously. So while James was just putting a bit of pressure on the middle there, I was able to feed the seal around and get it to locate properly with the plastic tools and a screwdriver, and that was that, windscreen fitted.
Going in. I think that's it, young man, thank you.
That's a nice new windscreen seal fitted. Bit of a struggle, but it's in. It was the hardest part was up here, getting this bit around. But I've got it in, hopefully. That's just some of the soapy water that I've been using. I'm going to hoover up my footwell and get rid of the water that's down there. Hopefully it'll stay dry in there now. I've put a link in the description to some of these plastic trim tools. I've put a link in, they're only cheap, they're not, see how that one's, I don't know, hold on, let's make it focus on that. See, it's a little bit battered, it's focused, a little bit worse for wear, but I've had these since, I think I bought them in May 19 or 20, was it 20? Anyway, I bought them a long time ago, and there's a set of them. They come with a pair of gloves and a metal trim clip tool, and they've been really good. So I stuck in the description below, I've stuck an Amazon link where you can get a set. For these sort of jobs using glass, they're just really useful, and any trim really, because you're not going to damage it like you would do prying it off with a screwdriver. So go and get yourself a set. They're like £6 or something at the time of making this video. So yeah, windscreen done, fitted, all finished. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has helped.